It is remarkable. The story of Iranian women in the last 35 years is really an epic story. They are, in my view, the harbingers of democracy in Iran. The future Iran will not be an Iran where women will be afforded anything other than absolute equal rights.
If you talk like 20 years ago about the prostitute, about the brothel, no one want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because it's so having problem, it's so traumatized problem, we don't want to talk about that. Everyone close their eyes. Right now, the people talking about, right? So what I hope is like talking is great. The time now is reacting. Not talking is good. Reacting, that is a thing. And it's not easy to react.
But that is the question of questions. If you are going to dream as a Chinese, what are you dreaming? What's your vision of your country's future?
Economic growth is not bad in and of itself. The question is, what do you use that growth for? Do you use the growth for a better environment, healthier people, better education? Or do you use that growth simply for the creation and consumption of a lot of items that are just going to end up polluting the environment and utilize gigantic amounts of energy?
We have lots of oil refineries. We have lots of gasoline cars. We don't have so many factories that are making alternative kinds of fuels or cars. And therefore, if we want to shift that, that is going to take a conscious policy where we're all going to have to make a commitment, and that commitment is going to be both financial, and that commitment is going to have to be about our lifestyles.
Sounds like we're going to have to see some talking with the Taliban?
Well, I can't figure it out, but the Taliban are there to stay, and we're not. And that's the whole problem with going into another country. It's very hard to go in and affect the culture in 10, 15 years and make it a democratic country. They are what they are, what they are.
This is now the principal determinant of American national security. It is what we do and don't do here at home. And if we get it right, I think the 21st century could be another American century. And if we get it wrong, then we will have no one to blame but ourselves.
Calling on all Americans to figure out a way individually to connect with the rest of the world, basically private diplomacy. And we need to figure out ways to facilitate Americans going to these places, having that kind of positive contact with people, and coming back, not only having made a positive impression, but telling us what's going on.
It will be the case that if someone wants to broadcast something from over there, it will absolutely be heard by the people over here. And you will not be able to prevent that from happening, and governments will have to assume that that's going to happen and govern based on the fact that there will be complete access to information.
No government wants to be held up to the disapproval of its people. And if we can succeed in showing that it is operating in a way that contradicts the values of its people, we are on the path to forcing it to change.